out the gates pretty quick against them. What have you seen there in that second quarter? Because your two league games where you kind of pulled away against Texas Tech and against Kansas State today. Is that really important for you to go into halftime with a big lead?
Yeah, I think that's important in conference because in the second half, it's just a constant grind. I mean, not a lot of foul calls, just gutting it, whoever has more guts and whoever's going to just get out there and want to win more. And so we want to get into the half with a good enough lead in case they make a comeback as they did, and we had a good enough cushion to pull it out. But I think we started off really well in the first half, even in the first quarter. I looked up at the score. I think they only had 2 points in the first quarter. So, I mean, that's a really good job by our team executing what the coaches told us to do.
They played really aggressive defense in the second half. They made that switch at halftime. How'd you beat that in the final moments? Because they came back to within 4, but then y'all went on to run your own just full way.
Right. They kind of were extending their zone, kind of how Texas Tech did. And they did a really good job of having somebody middle as well. So when we were cutting behind, there was somebody always taking that away. But I think we really executed and were able to get it inside. And so that was a positive for us. And Kaylee was able to get going, and Mandy had a really good night tonight. So that was good for us.
Can you talk about how important it is, especially today, where you weren't shooting relatively well from the field, but you were still aggressive getting to the line, as the whole team was?
Yeah, I think sometimes that just happens. I mean, every shot isn't going to go in, and I think at the end of the day, it's about who's going to win the game, and we pulled it out regardless of the field goal percentage. At the end of the day, they're going to say Oklahoma State is 2-0 and Kansas State is 1-1 or whatever they are. So I think that's really important for us, and we need to shoot it better, especially whenever we're going to be playing Texas and teams like that. But I think we got a win today, and that was the biggest thing.
We come on in. Manny may be looking for the popcorn
19 of 22 from the foul line through 3 quarters. And then in the fourth quarter, you were 5 of 11 from the foul line, ended up 24-33. Very uncharacteristic, and I know you all emphasize it in practice. I've watched you practice. Just one of those days when it didn't go in?
Free throws? Yeah, I think this was a game that we haven't really been in a situation where it's grinded out like this, and it was just super physical, and they were a super physical team, and they just kind of the refs kind of just let us play. And so I think a lot of our free throws started to go short, and so we just need to work through that in practice and shoot free throws when we're tired.
You guys had a lot of second chance opportunities tonight too. How was that? How to build the lead before finding that run?
That's huge. I think that gets us a lot of points. It puts the defense at a disadvantage because they're having to put their hands up and have to defend another 30 seconds, and that's good whenever our post can get in there. Kaylee, Mandy can get boards and put some pressure on the defense.
Manny, they talk a lot about depth of this team. And, today the bench didn't do much for you, in terms of scoring, but you had, I think maybe a season high today. Just what was going on for you today?
I just wanted to get off to a good start and just be a tool for the team to use. So I was just thinking just to be aggressive.
What were you seeing from Kansas State's defense that you were taking advantage of?
There's holes on the wings and in the corners and stuff. So I was just trying to find an open spot and knock it down.
There was one bench point today. The bench only took 5 shots. What kind of how does that strike you guys?
Kind of odd from where we've been coming from. A little odd, but I think a couple of us have been getting we got a little more minutes.
Yeah.
This game, I think, than because we've been having a whole bunch of people come through. I think we got a little more minutes, so I think that might be one of the reasons. But it was kind of odd seeing that since we get a lot of bench production usually in most games. So
yeah. And this is not a negative, but the bench needs to put some points on the board when they come in.
Right.
Yeah. I just thought that was an interesting number. 1.5 shots. That's just not typical what we see out of your bench.
Kaylee, can you talk about how nice it is for you today? You were dominating on the offensive and defensive glass, but then you also have Lauren getting double-digit rebounds. How nice is that type of guard that helps you out?
It's really big, actually. Sometimes, the ball's there's 10 people in the court. It's not always going to fall to me. So it's nice to know that we have other people, me, Lauren, Braxton, Mandy, all of us are going to rebound and go get the ball and be aggressive about it so that the work doesn't fall on one person. It's really nice.
Kaylee, for you, how do you try to play against the zone A lot of the shots from the perimeter weren't falling.
I think it's in the zone. I think it's big for me just to seal the next person available. They're always moving, always two different spots. They're never guarding one person, and so I think for me it's just important to steal the next person and hopefully get a high low from Mandy or a dump down from Lauren if she's penetrating. It's a little different, but we make it work.
Lauren was talking about this is kind of the first game of the season that was one of those grinded out games that the shots weren't falling, and Coach said there's going to be those games. And how does it feel for you to be on the winning side of it as opposed to last year where you're on the losing side of all those kind of games, especially against this team, Kansas State?
I think it's awesome. We got lucky that we did get the win on this one. It was a grinded out game, and it's nice to have a group of girls that, and all of us were too aggressive and we're too proud to not come out on top. Like, we're not gonna let them go easy, and so I'm really proud to be on a team that, we're all fighters and we're all willing to do the hard things to get a win.
You guys were playing smart there in that last minute because they brought it back within 4, I think, and then they were trying to foul. You just got the ambassadors to take it. You just didn't try to do anything, to try to run up the court or anything. Just let them foul you. So have you been working on that, last kind of minute drill there recently, or is it just something that you just kind of learned over the years?
I think it's just an experience thing. We have a lot of experienced players on the floor, and so I think once we were in double bonus, and so just get the ball. If they foul me, I'm going to the line. I foul Lauren, she's going to the line, and that's 2 free throws and knock them down. So.
And you guys have any basketball-related New Year's resolutions?
I don't know. I haven't really thought about it like that. It's kind of weird basketball season like that. New Year sneaks up on you kind of quick.
I think I'm gonna box out more. Because I think I'll get hit in the head less if I put a body on somebody faster. But when I see the ball go up, I always, if the ball's shot over here, I'm always over here. And sometimes my man's over here. I'm, always thinking about trying to get the, get the rebound. Yeah.
Instead of a body.
But it's just getting too grinded out, so I'm gonna box out.
I think maybe mine, I need to do better from the free throw line. I don't like missing 2 from the free throw line. That's going to be my new resolution. 2 win every time.
You got one, Mandy?
I mean, mine's long, down the line. I'm trying to get Big 12 championship. So
Hey.
it's my New Year's resolution.
You got Texas on Wednesday, tough team. Just kind of what's going through your mind going down there and playing a team like that?
Match their intensity. Texas is going to come out and try and grind on us, and we just got to hit them back.
Yeah, I think this game was like a preparation for that because we haven't really been in a game where it's just grinded out and it's about who's tougher and who wants to win more. And that's how it's going to be at Texas. At their place, we're not going to get a lot of calls. And Texas Tech, we didn't get a lot of calls. This is kind of what it's like leaded up to, and I'm excited to play them now.
We just need to make sure that we go on the offensive in Texas. Don't let them just keep pushing at us. We need to come back with a swing of our own.
It seemed like they let you guys play a lot today, a lot of contact. Nice. Yeah.
No comment.
You trying to break a case record from last year for hitting the floor so many times?
Oh my God. I'm not trying, but I might get it the way I'm going.
Except for some beat pads out there.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you.
Happy to get a win. It's always tough finding wins in this league. That's why it's one of the premier conferences in the country. Very pleased the way we came out and the intensity that we played with, and used some defense to create turnovers. And then Kansas State made some adjustments, and we did not counter very well with the adjustments that they made. We told them they were going to come out and run a back door to start the second half, and 10 seconds later they're laying it up on us. So we got to do a better job of making adjustments, listening, and starting second halves. There's no team in this league other than maybe Baylor and Texas that can take 5-10 minutes off or take plays off, and that's what we did, and we allowed K-State to come back and get in the game. They've got a good program. They went to the NCAA tournament last year. I think the Goth kid is one of the premier guards in our in our conference. She has the ability to score off the dribble, rise up, post you up. She's a really good player. So, you know, we got in trouble inbound in the basketball. We got to be a lot better, and I'll take responsibility for that. But you can't throw the ball away. Sometimes you got to understand the essence of inbounds. It's to get it in. And we tried to force things, and it created a lot of turnovers for us. I would say probably 7 to 8 of our turnovers were off of inbounds plays. So that's a huge factor in the game. Ari hit some big shots with the game on the line. Kaylee was exceptional again. When you get 19 and 18 and 10 of those are offensive boards, it's a big ball game. But happy to get the win. It's nice to find a way to win when you're struggling a little bit. You've got to find a way to grind games out in this league. So it maybe did us more good winning the way that we did than pulling away. But K-State's tough, and there's no quitting their kids.
It's a program that, you know, you struggled with. They think they swept you last year. So going up against them that last couple minutes, they think well within 4, but then you ask your team to get a stop. You start playing smart there. How did it make you feel that the team played smart and grounded out there?
Well, we did some things where we played with a little better basketball IQ in the last 4 or 5 minutes. We made a conscious effort to get inside and go to Kaylee and either get to the free throw line or score off of that. Mandy Coleman got us off to a good start, and those are the point totals that we need for her every night out. And yeah, we played better in the last 4 minutes, and we needed to, or we were going to lose the game.
You know, on a day where your bench only got you 1 point, it's nice to have Mandy. You know, have Mandy have season high in points for. Just what were you seeing from her out there?
Well, I mean, she's spent a lot of time in the gym lately. She wasn't real pleased when we went to Tech and she didn't score. So instead of pouting about it or getting down, she did the mature thing that all good players do. She got in the gym and worked on her game and came out and hit 2 threes to start the game and got us off to a great start, and thought she had some big buckets in the second half as well. So I like her maturity level and the way she bounced back off of a tough game at Texas Tech.
Are these the rebounding numbers that you're expecting going forward?
You know, I don't know if you can ever expect 20 offensive boards, but we did attack the boards. You know, when you have 20 offensive boards, it means you missed a lot of shots too. So, you know, I thought there was some open looks that we had that we've got to knock in, but K-State's tough. They make you beat them from the perimeter. They play that extended zone. It's hard to get the ball in at the high post at times, and it's a very unique system in how they play. So just happy to get a win off of it. I would have liked to play better in the second half, but credit K-State for some of the things that they did.
In your 2 league games in the second quarter, you kind of pulled away there after against Tech. They came back in the first quarter, and K-State came with a ride in the first. Pulled away and then the second to go into halftime with a big lead. Is that important to you to kind of win that second quarter?
Well, I mean, we want to win every quarter. I'm greedy like that, but you know, it was good to get a little breathing room. But you know what, our team, it was like they took a deep breath that, you know, okay, we got this under control, and you don't in this league. 16-point lead is nothing in this league, so you got to come out and counter some of the adjustments they make. You got to play smart, and then you've got to make sure that you're playing the top of your game. But it started getting away from us early in the second half, and I think we led by 10 at half. We gave up a 3 where we missed a switch right at the buzzer, and with no time left, you got to switch out on that. So they hit a 3 to cut it from 13 to 10 and then get the ball in bounds. And I think they scored right there, too. So it was a crucial swing right there. Got to get better in a lot of areas, but it's nice to start off 2-0 in a league like this. And you need to go 2-0. We got a very tough game coming up at Texas.
How important is it for a player like Lauren, when her shot isn't falling, to stay aggressive and get to the line?
Well, it's very important on that, you know. And she started off, was she 8 for 8 or 9 for 10? 12 for 12, and then missed some at the end. it's important that she be a great free throw shooter because she's going to get to the hole, and you know, that's very aggressive for a guard to get 17 attempts. But you look at it, 21 and 11 for a 5'7" guard to go get 11 rebounds. That's a pretty positive thing as well. And she only had 1 turnover all night as well. So a lot of good things that you could take out of this, and the number one being a win. But there's also a lot of improvement for us as well.
1 bench point on 5 shots. This is probably, I guess, the fewest minutes your bench has played in a game. Would that be a fair statement?
Yeah, K-State causes some matchup problems, Jay. You know, they're probably one of the tallest teams in America. They start 6'4", 6'4". Their 3-player is 6'3". One of their guards coming off is 6'1", and then their point guard's about 5'10". So we would normally play Jaden, but there's times that she was going to have to guard a 6'3" wing player. So they create some unique matchup problems for us, and I just felt we were in better guarding situation with our starters on the floor. It had nothing to do with what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong. It's who can you guard at the time, and that's what my decision was based on.
I didn't mean it as a negative.
No,
It was
no,
just jumped off.
no. That's a great question, especially the production that we've got from our bench. But sometimes matchups create who plays and how many minutes they play.
A tough game in Austin on Wednesday. I think a game like this with the physicality that happened today is going to help out for that down the road.
It will, you know. Texas is one of the premier teams in the country. Their only loss is at Tennessee, and they got exceptional athletes and are playing extremely well, and they play a style that fits their talent level. So we've got our work cut out for us, and I think they're one of the top 5 teams in the country, no question.
What's been the difference for Ari Combs this year? I mean, she's really gotten comfortable, and is this something you guys kind of challenged her on in the offseason? Like, what's been the difference for her?
Well, Ari hit some, there's no question, Ari hit some big shots. I think we were up by 4, and they had all the momentum, and she hit a 3 from the deep corner. So she hit 2 big shots, but Ari had 7 turnovers as well. So we got to be better than that in a lot of respects. But Ari's worked on her game. Goth kid had 17 points, and Ari guarded him most of the night, but I thought she did a good job. I mean, it's just there's a reason why the Goth kid is as good as she is. She's got a lot of facets to her game, and Ari had the responsibility of guarding her. And there's been a lot of games this year that Kayla Goth has had 26, 27 points at the end of the game. So I think we guarded her tough, and she just made tough shots. But we forced her into 7 turnovers as well. So a lot of positive things from Ari, and sometimes we forget she's just a sophomore.
Anything else? Thank you all.
Thank you all. Happy New Year to everybody.